Welcome to episode 2 of Pigskin Over Pizza, the show where we talk about sports while, while eating and eventually reviewing a hopefully delicious pizza. I'm your host, Casey, on my good friend and co-host, Derek.
Yeah. Today's pizza from a fine establishment called Little Sicily's here in... Where did we pick it up from?
Columbus, Ohio.
Was it in Columbus?
Yeah.
Here in Columbus.
Reynoldsburg, Ohio.
Reynoldsburg, there we go, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Date is June 15th, by the way.
Yes. Looks good. Casey's concerned, but it looks very good.
It does look very good, yeah. I am concerned because it smells like Dracula just shit out a giant chunk of garlic.
Dracula couldn't do that. It would hurt him.
That's why he shit it out. He'd get away from it. Yeah. He'd be like, I don't want this.
Okay. Well, do we try it?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see. Can you try it first? We'll try it together.
It'll be a second for me anyways. You know my thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can see the yellow.
So Casey hates garlic. Is that true? You hate all garlic?
Yeah. Like I said before this, unless it's like Little Caesars where the garlic is so fake that I don't think it should be allowed to be called garlic. Yeah, I fucking hate it.
I think the yellow stuff on the bottom is garlic.
Sweet.
Like garlic powder or something.
All right, let's do it. Pretty. I'll review that at the end. It's pretty good.
So are you done with this, I'm assuming? Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to continue eating it and I will pay you for it.
You'll have to pay me. We can start with the NFL if you would like, sir. I was even.
Does it immediately get a 0? Or a 1, whatever we do?
Should we wait till the end or should I tell you? I know it's not much of a cliffhanger, but I just don't know what you want to do.
We can wait.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. This tastes like garlic cheese bread.
Yes, and I hate that so much. Which is sad because it doesn't look very good.
It
It looks like pizza
awesome.
I love. But yeah, as soon as I smell the garlic, I was like, oh no, we are in for some trouble.
It's
well,
cooked
I am.
perfect.
Yep.
We'll talk
cheese
about the
looks
review
amazing?
later. Yeah,
All
we'll,
right.
we'll talk about the review.
Okay. We can start with the NFL as always.
That's
Well-
true. We have literally always done that here.
That's right. What would you like to start with at the NFL? Because I'm going to be honest, I don't have anything with the NFL this week.
Okay, there's not a lot going on. Mandatory minicamp started, I think, for all teams.
As far as I know.
So obviously I only care about Seattle. So of everybody that came, which is everybody, that was a horrible way to word that. Everybody showed up except for Chris Carson, Jamal Adams, and one other person that I don't remember. This is why I should take notes. None of them are like contract related, which is why usually people don't show up to mandatory. Everyone says Jamal Adams is because of his contract, but he has a family emergency apparently. Chris Carson's welcoming a baby. Rashad Penny is hurt, but he's still there. I don't know who the last guy is. I'm gonna be honest with you. Dwayne Brown, our left tackle, wants a new contract. That's news, but he's still there, so he's being at least I don't know how to word that, but he's at least respecting the contract he has right now, but still wanting a new one.
Yeah.
Our first pick, Dwayne Eskridge, hasn't even practiced yet. He hurt his toe, which sucks. Yeah. So that's minicamp news. Michael Dixon's contract we talked about last week ended up saving us $1 million in cap this year. So that's good for whoever we inevitably end up signing. Hopefully it's Stephon Gilmore we could trade for. That's the rumors. But probably not. I also heard that KJ Wright's probably not coming back, which is sad. Because they want to see who they have in the young guys. So that's sad for me, but I guess getting a guy who's in his second year, rookie, is probably better than bringing back a guy in his 10th or 11th.
Yeah.
Even though he's proven and really good, but that's it.
That's it.
That's it for my Seahawks stuff. You should text Danielle that there's pizza down here. She can have.
I can if you want me to, but if you go with that one up there,
Okay, I'll just put this one in that box.
that works. We can. I think we do MLS next or soccer next. I need to train myself.
I was about to say more about the pizza, but I'll keep waiting.
Okay.
Soccer? Okay.
There's not much to talk about here either because the Crew are still in the same spot, number 6, and as far as I can tell, looking at the standings, everyone's still played the same amount of games that I can see. I don't know if just no teams have played lately. It's been a week since we've done this, so it seems odd. But
usually we have something to talk about.
Yeah.
This week feels pretty scarce on news.
Yeah. There is something minor with the Crew we can talk about. Did you hear they finally announced their stadium name, their new one?
I don't remember, but I did see it.
I don't blame you for not remembering. It's very anticlimactic, especially for some of the partnerships they've gotten recently. It's lower.com field.
Yes, lower.com.
I'd never even heard of that.
Someone said it was a Gen Z mortgage company.
Yeah, I figured that out afterwards, and I guess they're based in Columbus, which is cool. But how do you not get a bigger sponsor than that? I think
an awful name.
Yeah, that sounds like it's not like basketball or something, like a parody of a field.
Yep. They couldn't get the licensing to lose.
Yeah, and they've done a lot of partnerships recently, like their jersey sponsors, Nationwide, which is one of the biggest ones. I get they don't want to call it Nationwide because the block down is Nationwide Arena, so that's fair. And then Huntington's one of the other big brands in Huntington Park's right next door. They could have done like AEP, but I get not doing that one. Everybody said they should have got them. I think people unirrationally get mad at AEP just because obviously when everything's running well, you don't care, but as soon as it's out, then everybody gets mad at AEP.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
Yeah, so I think if I was them, I would have went with them because I think, like I said, if you get mad at AEP, I don't think you really understand how that works. But I get why they wouldn't, because I think people would just make too many jokes about it. But people are talking about me doing White Castle, because White Castle built the giant headquarters right by there. And it would be cool to call it like the Castle or something. And I just don't know how lower.com is the best one you get. And
Pepper in
oh, yikes. I got lucky, I guess.
That was definitely a green pepper.
Especially look, like I said, Nationwide Arena is their New Jersey sponsor. Their fucking practice facility at the old stadium. They built onto. I don't know if you knew that. It's a practice facility at the old stadium where they play at the current stadium, and that's called the Ohio Health Center. So another giant brand. So I don't know how for these smaller things you get bigger names than like the biggest part of the.
Probably just offered the most money. Lower did.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it's one of those things like Nationwide Arena. We're just used to that now because it's been there for more than 20 years. But if you just think about that, if like that was brand new, that's pretty boring too. Nationwide Arena or Huntington Park.
It sounds so good though.
Yeah, it does flow better. I think lower.com field.
That's awful.
And then you could shorten it, but that sounds like an insult. Lower field. It kind of sounds like you're lowering expectations or something.
But that is better.
You think so?
Lowered field. Lowered stadium. Yeah, lowered. Just anything lowered.com just sounds so off-brand.
I also wondered, I feel like that also seems like not the best business move because there's lower.com, obviously. And is it going to be like lower.com stadium.com?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Because obviously
But even like, I don't know. Even if it was named like nationwide.com, that also sounds I just feel like the .com is a big mistake.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a Crew fan that will never not insult them. I think people are fucking bashing this one. I think they're going, I think it's fair. I think they're going too far with it because, like I said, at the end of the day, I think in a year.
Who cares?
Yeah.
They paid the most. Same stadium. They're still the Crew.
Yeah. And if it is that bad deal, and they said it's a long-term deal, but, there's outs in that with them being so much bigger than something like lower.com that in 2 years or whatever, if that's not working out, then they're going to change it. And then there is if it's a long-term deal, and not many people have heard of lower.com, obviously, there is the advantage you have of giving them at such a small price when they're potentially like an up-and-coming company. And then you got them for next to nothing and you're locked in at that price. But that's all I had for soccer. We can go to
Did you
baseball
see they already
next.
sold out their Nordeck?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
The second largest supporter section in the entire
Already
league
sold
now.
out.
Almost 4,000 people. Yeah.
That's all. I knew those.
No,
This
I bought.
is so many things that you put in. Chunky sauce, garlic. Still a lot of sauce. You light sauce?
Yeah, I did on the piece I had.
This tastes
So
very
what-
different. Spoiler alert, I had some upstairs from a not Casey pizza. This is pretty different. But also, I just want to do this really quick.
Oh, God.
Just noting the crust, because I'm probably not going to have the pizza in front of me later. If I do, this was not worth it.
Hate you so much. It's the last episode. But no, that's something worth noting. I actually got tickets. It was a 2-pack deal in the Nordeck for the last game in the old stadium
Oh,
and
nice.
the first game in the new stadium. And it was only like $45 or something for both of them, and in the Nordeck
Yeah.
for both of them.
That's
So
a W.
yeah,
I've sat right next to the Nordeck. I've never been in that fucking battlefield.
it's a
Shit
good
looks
time.
Crazy in
Yeah,
there.
I think for those 2 games, those are gonna be some of the crazier games aside from like the MLS Cup or something. I don't think there's gonna be much crazier games.
I'm the guy at Cruise Games that has a blanket over him. Like, I like 0-0.
Oh God, you like 0-0?
No, I'm just being that
Okay.
guy.
To say I'm a soccer fan and I make fun of that. I know it's like criminal to do. We can get to baseball though if you want to start.
Oh, yeah, always.
You're a funny lad.
So, real quick, my dad has this issue of not getting food, and he just puts it off. I offered to order him food, and he said, I'm just going to lay down. Don't worry about it. Do I just buy him it and have it delivered and just tell him it's on its way?
Yeah, you could do that unless you think he's actually gonna fall asleep and it'd be a waste, and then wake him up.
Yeah, then the denials guy will keep it. You know that? I figured this shit out real quick. If you cancel your shit or you don't answer, I'm eating it on the way home. That's what they do. Last order of the night doesn't pick up a lot for some reason.
Yeah.
I take home pizza all the time that they pay for. So pick up your shit. I'm so sorry. I don't want to text or anything. I'm trying to figure out what he. Baseball. Baseball. Indians are probably still doing fine. Indians are playing the Orioles. They're dominating. Indians are 35-28. They're just starting a noose. Nope. They're in the second game of a series with the Orioles. Did we already talk about the Mariners playing them?
No, not yet. That was
It was
in
a
between.
3-game series. The Indians won it. Damn. Bad. Indians won the last one, or the Mariners won the last one, though. So, yeah, they're 35-28. They are in second place, 4.5 games behind the White Sox. Over to the Mariners. Probably doing terrible. My mom just sent me a text that says, "Why are you so cute?"
Oh,
Not even kidding. I don't know, Mom. Probably all the pizza. The Mariners are 33-35, so I think they were 1 game away from 500 last time. They are now 2. They play at 10:10. Jesus Christ! I guess they play in the Pacific Northwest, so the time's different. As we know, they just came off a series with the Indians in which they did not do well. Standings, they are in. Oh, they have dropped down to 4th. 8 games behind, so the Mariners are not doing good. So my hot streak, new team. Well, not. Yeah, kind of new. I've always had a heart for them. Just started rooting for them. Not going well.
hey, that's the life sometimes.
It's
You
okay.
gotta stay a fan,
you gotta get in during the hard times, which has apparently been always, except for the Griffey stuff, and then you when they win the World Series. Eventually, I'll be there.
That's what happened with the Cavaliers. I told you I didn't like them until LeBron left, and I was there for those terrible years, and then he came back and they won the championship.
I've always been a Seattle fan. It was the craziest thing in the world when they won the Super Bowl. Literally cried.
The Reds are now at 33-31.
Oh.
Yeah, so 2 games over 500, 4 games back, which the crazy part of that is they were 28-29, so a game under 500 when we last talked, and they were 4 games back. So
that sucks.
They improved, went 2 games up, and somehow had the same amount back.
Perfect.
And then on top of that, they're in one of only 2 divisions that has only 1 team that's under 500. So,
of course.
Yeah, so it's going to be a real bummer if they play well and keep up like this and somehow have that outcome at the end of the year. They swept the Rockies and beat the Brewers in the first game of the series against the Brewers, so they've won 4 in a row. And they're playing the Brewers right now. It's in the middle of the 6th, 0-0. Got soccer style going there.
Nice.
And then there's one other thing I had about the Reds here. Let me pull it up. And that was that. Where was it? They have 11 games of plus 10 runs this year, which is the most in MLB, which is fucking crazy. So that's what I was talking about, that they're inconsistent, but they can put it together even if they don't play at that caliber. They can compete with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I think as long as they can stay around 500, that'll give them a chance. Like I said, it's definitely going to hurt, though, being in a division that has nothing, pretty much nothing besides teams that are over 500.
Yeah, it sucks ass.
We'll see what happens. I meant to mention last week when I was talking about Jesse Winker.
Yeah.
There we go. That you should watch, and anybody that's listening or watching this should pull up a video of him hitting a home run. His stance looks like the most awkward thing in the world, and looks like somebody, if you're like, hey, you want to play baseball? And they're like, I never played, but I'll do it. But somehow gets home runs out of it. I don't really get it. It's kind of crazy.
I'm watching it right now.
Okay.
Oh, it was like a pitcher shot, and then it switched to him really quick. Hold on. It's a 3-run home run game, so I get 2 more tries.
It's like he bends his back
backwards.
Yeah.
They like showed that for like a frame.
It literally looks like somebody never played baseball, but obviously he's in the top of the average in all of baseball, hits a lot of home runs, so he knows what he's doing. But I feel like that would be like the first thing coach out of.
Wow. Yeah, what a fucking idiot. I'm just kidding.
No, it is weird. You think he'd be very unsuccessful like that, but like he said, obviously if it's working, you don't really stop it, but it's crazy to think about it.
Can I do it?
MLB is going to be after us now.
See him up? Dance.
I don't get it. It looks so unnatural. Yeah, then he just bounces right in position.
Last second, yeah.
Which I feel like that'd make it so much harder for you.
Another home run for the Winker.
Oh, that's every time it sounds like a slur.
Wow, yeah, it does.
And then that's all I had for baseball. We can get to hockey.
Oh, okay. I love hockey. Go Kraken. No news in the Kraken front.
We're down to 4 teams.
Woo-woo.
Both the teams I was rooting for are gone.
The Avalanche are out?
Yep, they fell apart.
What the fuck?
Against the fucking Golden Knights. So more reason to hate Las Vegas. So we're down to Las Vegas versus Montreal and Tampa Bay versus the New York Islanders for the Final 4.
Repeat them.
The Las Vegas Golden Knights, Montreal Canadiens, the New York Islanders, and the Tampa Bay Lightning.
So I don't want Tampa Bay to win because they just won a Super Bowl, so fuck them.
And they recently won a Stanley Cup. Well, somewhat recently.
The Golden Knights recently won, right?
No, they came close.
The Canadians have won one.
They used to be. They're like the Cowboys, so it's been a while where they're amazing.
And
but
New York is hard to root for, but have they won anything ever?
I should look that up, but they're a team that, like I said, I thought was good in like the 80s, but not in a long time.
Go Islanders?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't like any of these teams, I'll be honest. But yeah, go Islanders and Canadians because those are the 2 teams that haven't won in the longest. Well, the Golden Knights haven't won it, but they've been there for a few seasons. These teams are some of the oldest franchises in the league, if not the oldest.
I knew Golden Knights don't deserve to win one yet.
And these Montreal and New York Islanders are the 2 lowest seeds as well.
Oh,
and
so
Tampa Bay and Tampa Bay and Las Vegas are like two of the teams that people thought had a chance to win it.
Do you think that Tom Brady's so important they call him the Tampa Bay Lightning?
I hope not.
I hope so.
I hate that shit so much.
They have a Lightning version of Tom Brady mascot logo, like how the Buccaneers have the Buccaneer Brady.
I bet you they don't, but I'm sure there's
fans out there that definitely have that.
Like those Facebook ads that pop up. The only other hockey news I had was we talked about it a couple times on here when the Blue Jackets fired John Tortorella and their coaching search. And what I said at the time when they fired him was that I can't believe that he got fired before Brad Larson did, their special teams coach, because even when the Blue Jackets have been good, their special teams is what has struggled.
I smell like garlic. Everything is garlic.
And not only did he not get fired before John Tortorella, he didn't get fired at all. Not only did he not get fired at all, he's a new head coach of the Blue Jackets.
I want to go back to whatever podcast we were in when I said that he was going to be. I wish we could put that right here, like in black and white in slow-mo. And I said it as a joke, to be fair, but that's so sad for you.
I had that worry all along. That's why I said it, but I would hope that it wouldn't happen, even though I had that worry. Because I thought it was peculiar that they
happened, because you're so worried about it.
I thought it was peculiar they didn't fire him.
Did you say peculiar?
I did.
A word that people throw out a lot. I like it.
You know, I got to find some different words on here, so I don't have the same 5 words every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that was the last time I say it. Is that a surfer term? Dude, it's so
No,
peculiar.
but when I said vibes earlier, you did that to me. So every time
that
you
seems
say
like
something
that seems like a straight surfer thing. Vibes.
People say vibe all the time.
That,
That's a weird vibe. I think it's also a weird vibe.
Yeah, but that came from that's surfer term, or
that is.
That totally is. Like the good vibe shirts and all that.
That's from a marijuana smoker.
Well, surfers like to do that a lot.
That's putting people in a category. Casey, it's 2021. You can't do that. Boy.
Anyways,
gonna get canceled.
There's a lot of crossover there. I'll be honest, but
peculiar.
Anyways,
sorry.
Brad Larson,
Brie Larson. Last interruption. Brad Larson is the head coach.
He is. I'm not a fan, as you might imagine, and I'm not gonna do things sports fans do that now he's a coach. And well, I think it's a good move. And
maybe it wasn't such a bad hire.
Yeah, I think it's weird. Everybody's just fucking bashing and going so hard on it, which is funny because these are all the same people that said it couldn't get worse than John Tortorella, and all you need to do is fix it was get rid of him.
Saying that too.
Yeah,
gonna do that,
and it's happening hardcore. I'm like, I said that's the one bonus here is that I want them to do good, even because I think they did wrong with John Tortorella, but I'm a Blue Jackets fan first. I don't want them to suck, but it would be karma to all those kind of people. Well, it can't get any worse. We just need to get rid of him. If they do, just fucking tank now. But I want them to do good, and I said I'm not going to be that kind of fan, but to play devil's advocate since everybody's going so far in on him now and hating on him so much, I never disliked him as a person or like because there is people that I know people say can't hate people in sports like personally because you don't know them. But I'll be honest, there's a lot of people I don't like that. With him, it definitely was just performance, nothing to do with personality or anything. He seems like the nicest guy in the league and seems super deserving of it. I know I talked to you off podcast about it. But as far as hockey, he's been with the Blue Jackets for over 7 years, and he worked his way up through that. He played in the minor leagues and then played in the NHL and then became a coach at a young age and coached in the Blue Jackets minor league and was the head coach there for 2 years and both times won the division. So that's minor league, but that was the only time he was a head coach in both years he won the division.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So, yeah, I think a small track record, but yeah, a good one. And then this shouldn't get you the job, but they say he seems like a really good guy, and he's somebody that's had cancer multiple times and beat it multiple times.
Okay.
So he seems like somebody that's went through a lot of shit. So even though I think maybe his track record as far as being an assistant coach wasn't the best and doesn't really warrant head coach, I think determination and like personal things, I don't think there's anybody more deserving of it.
And keeping it there's something to keeping the coaching stuff in-house of people that like who you coached under, and he already knows the system and
Yeah.
the players. Like, there's something to that also.
No, I think that's definitely a big bonus there, especially because, like I said, they are still one of the youngest teams in the league, and a lot of these players grew up playing for him. You know, he's an assistant coach. They know him and everything, so
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of comfort, and also vice versa, the coach knowing the players. He doesn't have to learn all the styles and what they like and what they're not good at. So, yeah, I think that's a big bonus. And the other thing I'll say is that, like I said, playing devil's advocate, I don't think he was good at all at what he was coaching.
Yeah.
But we've also seen that countless times in all sports where people are like, he was fucking terrible defensive coordinator, and then becomes a head coach, and then he's great as a head coach.
Vice versa, also. Great
Yeah.
defense coordinator, terrible coach.
Oh, yeah. So I think even though I wouldn't have made it higher, I think you can't just always say 1-to-1
Yeah.
that would be the
Totally
case.
different things, yeah. And leadership and beating cancer, that definitely goes. That attitude of beating shit and being on top and being strong. I'd probably run through a wall for him. I don't even know him. I bet he's got that attitude. Some people like that, they're always so strong.
Yeah, he seems like it. The one thing that's definitely not going to be as exciting as a Blue Jackets fan or even a hockey fan is the press conferences. He, compared to John Tortorella, seems like the dullest, least exciting person. He seems completely nice, and it's probably going to be easier for the team to manage because they're not like, oh, shit, here he goes again. It's going to be a PR nightmare.
Yeah.
But as far as a fan watching, that was so entertaining to see him. And you also liked it because you knew it was real. Not that this guy's being fake, because I think he's real. Everybody's their own person.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of times coaches obviously hold it back because they know what can happen. And John Tortorella just fucking went for it, and that's what made it so different. But, yeah, I think that's a good sign. And I think I told you at the press conference, a lot of the players for the Blue Jackets showed up to watch his introduction press conference, which I've never really heard of that in sports in general. So I think it's a good sign if players are showing up for that. Yeah. I think they obviously are like, get behind him already.
Yeah. It's good.
So that's all I had for hockey. If you want to
talk about b-ball.
Yep.
Still in the playoffs. It's a baseball clip. It's 69 degrees right now.
Hey-o.
So
Perfect
there are
temperature.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams left.
Okay.
I knew that right off the top of my head. Didn't have to count. Hawks, Sixers is tied 2-2. Milwaukee and Brooklyn is tied 2-2. I know they made a little comeback, but I think Harden's been hurt also.
Okay.
And he is upgraded to questionable. I think tonight is when they play. So he might be back. So maybe that reign of terror will keep going. Or they fucking lose, which would be cool too. The Jazz and LA Clippers?
Yeah, the Lakers are out, so it'll be the Clippers.
2-2. I think I had this discussion last time too. I was like, why do they have two teams? Yeah. 2-2. And Phoenix fucking dominated Denver, and they've already moved on 4-0. So good basketball happening right now, I guess. I don't watch it. But the Suns have already moved forward. And then the winner of Hawks 76ers will play the winner of Brooklyn and Milwaukee, and the winner of Jazz Clippers will play the Suns, and we will have our finals.
Okay.
That I will not watch because
the
team,
the Thunder.
team.
Oh, the Warriors.
Yeah, I like watching them in the fun. They're always put on a show. I might watch the Nets. If I don't watch the sport, I'm kind of a sucker for good teams, so I'm just gonna do that. But I really liked watching LeBron versus Curry, so I wish that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's basketball news. We don't really talk about it a lot because I don't think one of us watch it much. That's what's going on.
Yeah, it's definitely the sport I watch the least. I at least watch it more when NCAA is going because the Buckeyes and when the Cavaliers are playing, but that's not often.
I do like March Madness. I didn't watch that this year either, though.
I watched the Buckeyes, but they didn't last long, and people thought they might go a long ways.
That, yeah.
Like even non-Ohio State fans, but they just...
I think a lot of people had them on their brackets. We should do a bracket next year.
Oh, I'm down for that.
But I forgot something Seahawks related. Are we done with the sports?
Yeah, so go
I
for
forgot
it.
something Seahawks
I had
related.
something I was going to add too.
Russell Wilson has first press conference since the playoffs. Well, since the Dan Patrick show.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, he was hit with 1 million questions about if he wants to be in Seattle.
Uh-huh.
And it got me a little worried. It was one of those things of like, So between his press conference and Pete and John, their press conferences, this is what I've gathered, and I think everyone else has gathered this as well. People were calling to see if he was available. Russell Wilson was in the Bahamas with Sierra, probably getting it on the beach, making another baby.
You think they do it right on the beach?
Probably. I bet he's a fucking weirdo because he's super nice and like super timid. I bet he's a freak.
I just feel like unless you have like a private beach, I feel like that's just disaster waiting to happen.
I'm assuming they do have a private beach because he's a multi-millionaire. So
those paparazzis get weird though. Helicopters to view him.
Definitely. Yeah. Maybe they didn't, but I like to think that he's a freak of nature in the bed. He has to be a freak somewhere, right? He's a freak on the field. I like to think he's a freak in the bed, freak in the sheet. So, he was in the Bahamas, fucking Sierra, and apparently he was like getting calls, like, "Hey, apparently they're taking calls or whatever," and he's like, "Oh, well, that's weird. I didn't request a trade." So he specified he did not request a trade multiple times. He's like, if they're taking calls, these are the teams that I would go to. So he did list 4 teams, which doesn't matter. But because he thought, well, they're talking. These are the only one I'd waive the clause for. Because I'm in the fucking Bahamas, knee deep in Sierra. I don't know how to. I don't know. So then he talked with Pete and John. Had a shitload of conversations with them. They got on the same page. Didn't want to trade him at all. There was never even thoughts. People were calling, but John was shutting it down immediately. So there was never any serious talks. Russell thought there was, so he named teams. Not important. Well, it was important, obviously, but it was overblown because it was a misunderstanding. Because there was no actual talks. And then Pete and John never wanted to trade him. He didn't want to get traded. And he said, I want to play forever in Seattle. I always have, always want to. But the most important thing to me right now is winning. So he's like, winning will cure all things. If there is any bad blood, which there's not, we're better than ever. But he's like, I just want to win, and I want to win now. So he's building some fucking hype around this year. People are like really buying into this whole we're winning this motherfucker right now. So I'm even more excited for this year. And I think that it can go really one of 2 ways. I think we either win the Super Bowl or the whole organization blows up. They go 6-11. Russell gets traded. Bobby gets traded. The young guys have a shit quarterback for a while. The O-line's gone. It just gets bad. And then Pete's fired. Maybe John's fired too. And it's just a total, like, we fucked up. I don't know if there's a middle ground.
Okay.
So the Super Bowl is going to be awesome this year.
I'll see you there, man.
Yeah, they're going to play the Buccaneers in the NFC Championship.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm not an idiot. And they're going to play the Denver Broncos.
My guy.
Yeah,
Go Brohawks.
They're going to play the Browns.
Well,
I would literally fucking weep if they played each other because I would listen to that for 2 weeks. And I don't think I could watch football for another minute if the Browns beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, people have asked me that because you know how I hit on the Browns. So people are like, you don't think it'd be hilarious to see them lose in a Super Bowl? I was like, no, I never want to see them close because
they were too close last year.
Yeah. I was like, I can't. Bengals fans still hold on to 2 times they lost in the Super Bowl. Browns fans will hold on forever, and there would be some reason why they lost it. It'd be Baker Mayfield if he just had one more throw or something.
20 more minutes. I swear to God we could have come back. And they didn't get the ball one time. It would have been done. Travis Kelce came out and said the Browns are about on the same level as the Chiefs.
Yeah, I
So he must not watch football. He just play it.
Well, I didn't know that motherfucker's from Cleveland. I saw something that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, figured that out because he had an Indians hat and jersey on. Said he's 216. Is that their area code? I think so.
That sounds right. Sounds
said he's 216 forever. And I was like, oh
Okay.
Jesus,
Well,
this guy. I didn't know.
There's that, I guess.
No wonder he's such a douche.
Him and his goatee.
Not just because he's a Chiefs player. There's
He
plenty.
seems like a douche.
Yeah, say
Yeah.
Derek Carr seems like a good guy. I don't like him, but he seems like a good guy. There's plenty of players that the Chiefs just seem to gather douchebags as well, so it's easy to hate on the
Mahomes
Chiefs.
seems like a good guy. He's also 5, so maybe when he grows up, he'll be a douchebag.
The only other thing I forgot about football when I was talking about the IFL last week, which I've been watching on and off still, the Frisco Fighters are now 4-0.
Oh, nice.
The only
That's
other,
your team.
Yep, the only other undefeated team left. I did have another team I was following, but not anymore. And I should have talked about it last week because it's been perfect timing. And that was the Louisville Extreme, just because they're the closest team to us. So why we didn't have one, I was like, I can root for them.
A terrible name.
Really? I didn't. If it was NFL, I think it'd be terrible.
It's
but
Extreme with an X, not an
E. That's the same for that league. I think it's cool. I think if it was NFL, I think you kind of have to like the Wild Dogs. That name would be laughable in NFL, but
I still think it's kind of laughable. But I'm down for it.
But I should have talked about it because that was a team I was rooting for secondarily, and then as soon as we got our team, I'd hate them because they'd be the closest team. But there's no chance of that because
they're gone.
They're gone.
Oh.
Because they told the IFL that. Because this is the first year in the league. They were in other leagues before this. And they told them they had all the money. And they showed them money up front and everything had it. But their field wasn't paid for. So they had somebody else's field. And so they postponed. Well, I figured I should have talked about last week because I knew it was coming. Because their game got postponed last week. And I was like, they're not just postponing that game. They're going to make some kind of announcement with this team, and then the week after, they're like, they're gone.
Yikes. All right, well, go Fiasco Firefighters.
Fiasco.
What are they called?
Frisco.
Frisco what?
Fighters.
Go Fiasco, Lupe Fiasco Firefighters.
That's all sports-wise I have.
It's going to be a short episode.
Yeah, we can make it a little longer if maybe something fun. We used to on our last show. We used to do a game show.
You have one prepared?
I was going to ask you, if you saw this and we definitely shouldn't do it, did you see this post about the winningest teams in the NFL history? Like how many wins, not like percentage, but like number of wins, like 20 wins too.
I've looked this stat up.
Well,
within the last 2 years. I was making it. Let me tell you why really quick.
Okay.
Which conference do you think is more winning, the NFC or the AFC?
I would assume the AFC.
Wrong. Because the other person I was fighting to the death. That's why I'm here, because I won. That the NFC has more wins, because I said the NFC is a better conference. And I was arguing that. I was like, well, they win. The teams over there are more winning. They have better records. He's like, well, bullshit. So we went through, and I went through the records of every fucking team. Who's won the most forever since they've been a thing. And the NFC wins. Now, where you can fight me which is where he fought me to the death.
Can I say it so it doesn't seem like, oh, you're going to say Super Bowls? Because that's not what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
Because I think the reason I would have said the AFC, because I do think the AFC is better. I think if you're talking about history, I feel like it's better in the NFC because a lot of teams that have been around the longest are in the NFC. And I think that's why this list is why I thought it'd be fun to do this list, because I feel like some of the teams that you think are the top teams are actually the opposite because they haven't been around nearly as long.
I did forever in the NFC was by a good margin won more games. They had a better record. But Super Bowl certainly to the.
Well, yeah, that fucking team.
But anyway, I thought that was an interesting tidbit because I always feel like the NFC, when you're talking about super strong teams, there's always like a couple AFC teams. And there's like 6 in the hunt good NFC teams. But there's always a team that like dominates the AFC. I think that's what I was trying to argue with him. And I won my argument. I did lose the Super Bowl thing, though. But I didn't bet that. He's like, well, you got to talk Super Bowls. It's the only thing that matters. I was like, okay, Browns fan. Since when's that the only fucking thing that matters? Why do you always bring up championships and shit?
Mm-hmm.
So we went on a real tangent there. My blood was boiling.
Well,
anyway, no, I haven't. We can talk about this if you want.
Okay, here was my idea. We could do.
Are we gonna try to go through the teams?
Oh, we could do that if you want. I wasn't gonna make you go through all of them. My idea was, you have.
10? Oh, you just say the idea. I'll stop guessing. Jesus Christ.
You could guess the top 5.
Okay.
And then do the reverse, the bottom 5.
So top 5,
and then,
bottom 5?
Yeah, and then you get a point for each get right. I get a point for each miss. But what do you think about that?
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure,
okay.
yeah.
You want to start with the top 5? And you don't have to get in order if you don't want. You could just be like.
Boy. This is of all time? Packers?
Yeah, all time. Should I say as you go?
Sure.
Or yes, there, one.
Cowboys.
They are not.
No, fuck. Who's been around the longest? Browns?
They are not.
No, fuck. Who's
I
been
just
around a long time?
I wouldn't guess most of these because, like I said, it's so skewed because you got to think about.
Niners?
They are not.
Oh no.
They were close. They were. Oh, I can tell you that. I guess they were 7th. The Cowboys were 13th. The Browns were 12th.
I'm not that far off. Let me just go through all the teams in my head.
There is
here.
quite a wide margin between those. The
I'm
amount of
I'm
wins,
sure,
though, it's
yeah.
kind of crazy.
I just figured all the winning the
Yeah.
towards something. Why can't I think of the teams that have been around forever?
You got one more in your top 5 as far as guessing.
Oh, only get 5 guesses? Oh, that makes sense. Okay. I'm
surprised you haven't said one.
Me too. I can't think for some reason. Patriots.
No, they are. Where are they at?
Let me get 2 more guesses.
Where the fuck are the Patriots?
Probably like the 20th or something. They haven't been around as long.
Oh, they are 14th. Okay, so you want 2 more and then
give me 2 more and then I'll go to the bottom 5. I get 7 guesses for the bottom 5 also.
And then so 2 more chances I get to get points. What you're saying? Okay, go for it.
Dude, I don't know why I can't think of any teams. I'm like blanking on everything. Steelers. I'm not guessing that. Steelers, Ravens, Browns, Bengals. Steelers could be. Guess it though. Chiefs, Broncos. I'm having a hard time even thinking of teams. NFC.
You can pull up the division if you want, like on your phone.
Packers. Okay, let me see all the teams. This isn't cheating. All NFL. Dude, when you say it, I'm gonna feel like an idiot. I think.
I want to guess some of them, but there's one I think you're gonna real pissed about if you don't get it.
Steelers. I want to say so.
Well, probably. I think 2. I think should be more obvious, but I don't know if I would.
I feel like I should have them all right in my head. I've been right in the 11 to 14 range though. I feel like I know one in the bottom 5 for sure. Lions, Panthers.
I might overthink if I was on the other side, but I think looking at it now, I feel like I would get 2 of them and then be surprised by the other 3 if I'm being honest. And then one of them I should oh yeah, I should have thought of that one.
Dude, I'm even looking at all the teams. The Jets might be in there because they've been around forever. Did I guess the Jets?
No, not yet.
Bears.
Did I guess?
Yes.
That is one of them. That's the one I should.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed. Damn, I should have guessed
the
them.
Bears.
Yeah.
Packers, Bears. Are the fucking Vikings up there? That whole division incredible? Vikings aren't on there. Vikings are in the middle pick.
Trying to give any tails. Keep looking at the list.
Ravens. No, because they came team later. Bills won a lot. Short period of time. My other guess will be the Steelers.
That's correct. That's the one I thought you'd know. So the other ones.
So I got 3 of 5 out of 7 guesses?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Packers.
I guess that.
Wait, so you guessed the Bears?
Bears, Packers, Steelers.
Oh, okay, so 2 you're missing. I wouldn't have gotten either. The Giants and the Eagles. No, the Giants and the football team. Sorry, the Eagles are right beneath them.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have gotten those.
No, I wouldn't have either.
I saw the Giants. I even thought about it for a second. But I was like, no. So the bottom 5.
Yeah. I'll put the scores in here because I know I'll forget.
What are the newest teams?
4. Got 3. Let me look at the bottom 5, see what I could have guessed from that.
I'm surprised the Eagles are on. Oh, the football team's on. No, not. I am surprised by the Giants.
I think if I was on your side, I would get 2 of these right, I'm thinking.
All right, Jaguars.
Yes.
Lions.
No.
Okay. That one I was kind of up in the air on. Panthers.
The Lions are 9th. Yeah, the Panthers.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Wow.
See, that's what I'm saying. These wind things throw it off so much.
Titans.
Nope.
They've been around that long. I thought for sure they'd be. They haven't won a lot since.
Yeah. And I wonder if they're including. No, that wouldn't be cases. No, that would spoil something.
How many do I have? 2.
You have 2 right. Guess 2 wrong.
4.
Mm-hmm.
3
3 more.
About. I think it's actually not. Bottom. Bengals.
No, which sucks. They're 1 above that. So like they're right at the threshold.
Fuck. How many guesses do I have? 2
You're
more?
at 5. Yeah.
Texans.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to hear something crazy?
What?
The Bengals are at 6, or bottom 6. They have 363, and the team below them has 278. That's how big of a gap it is between those 2 spots. Got one more
Buccaneers?
guess. Is that your guess?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah.
So the only one you're missing is one that I thought you might get because you kind of mentioned earlier, and I wouldn't have thought about and been pissed later, was the Ravens because they haven't played very much.
I even talked through the Ravens
yeah.
too.
Uh-huh. So I think that was even then, right? Because you got 4 that round.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. That's weird.
Did pretty
Yeah,
good.
got 3.
I did give myself extra. Nice.
Yeah. I'll try and remember to post this whole thing in here if you wanted to see it.
Assuming Seahawks are like toward the bottom.
Yeah.
We haven't been around. We've only been around
Yeah.
70s. So we've actually it's pretty crazy there.
That's why I said that's why this is so hard to guess because it's so skewed from what you'd normally think. And if you went off a win percentage, this would be way different, or like modern history.
It'd be totally different. Yeah. Bottom 5 might be pretty. Ravens actually probably be. Jets were lower than I thought they would be.
Yeah.
They were really good back in the day.
I said I wouldn't have thought of them because I'm so used to them being terrible. But yeah, I know Joe Namath, they were really good at.
That's really the only era. All right. Not bad. I almost said the Niners too. I did say the Niners for the top 5.
Yeah.
Fucking me.
You want to get into this pizza before we get out of here?
I do. That was a fun game.
Yeah.
Especially for being on the fly, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did pretty good. You can go first. I think yours gonna be nice and right to the point.
Yeah, so I don't.
Yeah, explain your whole situation.
We said our scale is 1 through 8, right?
Yep. So
Yeah,
no
so it can't be
zeros.
zeros. Yeah.
I mean, you can give it a 0 if you want. Fuck it, and be the world's first 0.
No, 1 will be the lowest because that would be like being like it's a 8.5. That's kind of cheap. So I will give it a 1. I will say because I knew this was gonna happen with pizza.
Yeah.
That's my personal review. If I'm being fair for what other people think, I feel like probably a 7. I feel like the crust is like perfectly done. The cheese is burnt perfectly. I feel like most people like that much flavor. The spices I don't think bother people. Chunky sauce. Most people don't even notice that. So I feel like for other people, probably like a 7. It's hard to review because obviously I'm not those other people.
Yeah.
But
So
I feel
just, so just your review is a 1
yeah,
because it's garlic.
yes.
I don't know if you ever explained that. We did.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I wasn't trying to play it up because I was on camera. Even if I hated it, I was going to try and swallow a piece. Then the more I chewed on it, I was like, I'm going to throw up if I try and
That's fair.
swallow this. So I better spit it out.
That's fair. It's good. So I'm gonna separate them because the one upstairs is better because it has more stuff. I think this is actually kind of bland. It's like it tastes like a garlic cheese bread, but with like I pointed out earlier, really crispy crust, crackery almost. But it's not crackery. It's just really crispy crust. It's a little thicker than normal thin crust pizza. It's like what pizza place? Doesn't matter. It's thicker than Classics was for sure.
Yeah.
This is what I remember Classics being like.
Really?
What place is like that? Eagles is kind of this thick. It's really good. The cheese is perfect, but like I said, I think it's missing what makes it really good. And this is relying too heavy on garlic. So I'm trying to take upstairs out of it, and just review this. This is still pretty good. I would give this, because the cheese is perfect, because I like the thickness. The sauce is good. It's nothing special up in here. Not a lot of it either. Yeah, it's kind of just like an old school. Feels very tomatoey. Like it doesn't taste sweet or tangy. It just tastes like a tomato sauce. 6.3.
6.3. Okay.
It's really good. That feels even maybe a little high for this, but it's really good. I might be taking a little bit into upstairs. I would rate upstairs more, but I'm not going to rate it right now because we're not reviewing that. This is 6.3. I think it's good.
Okay. I know you said you're not able to be here next week,
No,
so
unfortunately,
we'll see what happens. I'm not for sure. I might do a solo show, but that feels weird to do a review of pizza alone. Yeah, I was gonna say I might get a guest on here, so we'll see. Though should be some kind of show next week, hopefully. But if not, definitely next week after that with Derek here.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's all.
That's all. Good, nice, hour-long episode.
Yeah.
Get what we did.
Quack.
We did something different last. Pizza. Go Hawks.
Broncos.
We did something different. That's a wrap.